So it kind of brings us into something else that we wanted to bring up, which was this CDC stuff that everyone's freaking out about.
Don't
I just
even get me started on that shit.
I just wanted to see your face.
Like, are you fucking joking right now? Like, dude, I'm about to pull some shit up because they know they're wrong for this. So basically, I want to make.
Before we move on, though, should we show the image of Nancy?
Oh, do we have it?
I don't know.
No.
I'm sure you could Google it. But.
Yeah, I'll find this shit. Yeah. Let me see.
But it's so yeah, the CDC just came out. This is the Center of Disease Control, by the way. 96% of the COVID deaths had an underlying condition. I mean, so people were breaking it down.
This is her walking in. Is this what we want to see?
Okay. Yeah, full size that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like...
Yeah, that's full size for sure. Let's see if we can view image.
Who cares? You know what I mean?
Oh,
I mean, if I went to a salon or I got a pedicure or something, I wouldn't want to wear a mask either. You know what I'm saying?
Old ass. She old as hell. Well, anyway. Okay, CDC. We back on that. So, these motherfuckers. Okay, so let me just read this little blurb.
I'm pissed.
It's so annoying that they're trying to like.
He was black.
You know, I'm like.
Don't.
Don't be. Don't.
Okay. As of August 31st, the CDC reported that 182,622 Americans have died since the start of the pandemic, and some estimates put the death toll even higher. The agency told us that the vast majority of deaths involve COVID that can be attributed to the virus. All right. Now, the truth is, the CDC backpedaled quietly and adjusted the U.S. COVID deaths from 153,504 to 9,210. Excuse me?
Hold on. So 154,000 to 9,000? Is that what you just said?
To 9,000. Admitting
that's
that
a pretty big change.
Like, are you joking? And the reason that it came about is because Trump said that basically Trump shared two posts that falsely claimed COVID deaths are not as high as previously thought. So that's what had that people looked into it after he tweeted that.
Right. So
you motherfuckers really just out here making shit up. That's like a 95. That's like a 94% markup. Like, think about that. From 9,000 to over 154,000. To be off that much, that margin is way too great.
Yeah.
That's insane.
So yeah, it's what I was reading about it. It said that it was 96% that died of COVID had underlying conditions. That means they had diabetes, heart disease, and then some of them had what they called was involuntary injury. Which, what is involuntary injury? I don't know. You get hit by a car and you so happen to have COVID and you die from injury. Yeah. And they counted that as a COVID death. So they're straight up admitting that, which is crazy to me because the issue is they wouldn't do that with the flu. You know what I'm saying? Every time there's a flu season, they're not going to say this person died of a flu when they got into a car accident and died. They're not going to say that. So that's the issue. And then this is just my opinion. Yeah. The secondary issue is that, you know, if you're the Center of Disease Control, this is your job. Yeah. Your job is to have the correct numbers and analyze the statistics in the proper way. And in my opinion, they didn't do that, and the media just ran with it. Because if you just let the media run with something, they make more money if people are scared.
Absolutely, but that's so irresponsible.
But I'm saying I'm not saying that the media is okay for that, but I'm just saying people need to understand and they need to use this as a learning experience. Do your own research because you can't trust the media to not be biased at all because they are. But
your own research though. It's like that number and that amount of deaths was blasted over many news sites. So it's like we all thought that because that's what everyone was claiming because the CDC. So it's like there's no way to do your own research and to like find out like what it truly is unless you like work at a hospital and you can maybe say like
right, and then you're called a conspiracy theorist.
Exactly. So it's like there's no even way to even know, dude. I just am like, what is the point? Like, what's the agenda here? Like, what are they on? Like, why are y'all doing this?
Okay, so I'll play the devil's advocate on that idea, right?
Yeah.
If okay, this virus started in China, it starts spreading
Allegedly.
Okay, Wuhan. People are very scared. If you're the United States, it's better to be safe than sorry is kind of the idea, right? Like they would rather people be scared and not leave their house than spread it and just the world end, right? So that's the devil's advocate side of it, right? I'd rather the numbers be way worse and people are scared and the virus spreads less than be overly confident and be like, oh, nothing's going to happen, and then we have a real problem on our hands that we can't contain. So that's the first.
But it's the same way either way. We still have the same problem that we can't contain. So it's like I just don't. I want to know.
But why can't we contain it?
Well, according
9,000
according
deaths.
to them,
you need to look up how many people died normally from the flu every year. 9,000.
Yeah. Let's look up how many people died.
Because they're not gonna. If you die from a heart attack, they're not gonna call it a COVID death, or they're not gonna call it a flu death. You know what I'm saying? If you just happen to have the flu. So that's the messed up thing. But here, from my opinion, if those numbers are swapped, like you're looking at, oh wow, 154,000 people died.
Okay. So.
And say you go to a center, you get tested for COVID. Maybe your symptoms are like, maybe you just have a cough, maybe you have a headache, maybe you have a slight fever, but it's nothing crazy, right? And then you test positive.
Look at this shit. Okay. This is so this year's flu season is shaping up to be possibly less severe than the 2017-2018 season when 61,000 deaths were linked to the virus. However, this is just the influenza. Overall, the CDC estimates that 12,000 and 61,000 deaths annually since 2010 can be blamed on the flu. So they have no fucking idea.
I'm going to pull up that article just so people can see where you got that from. So are you saying 61,000 per year die from influenza?
Yes.
According to this article?
Yes.
Okay.
Influenza B, essentially.
And that's according to the CDC?
Yes, according to the CDC.
Okay.
Yes. Which is insane.
And they're saying okay, yeah. I mean, I'm sure some of them overlap as far as, I'm sure some people do get counted as dying from the flu and they had underlying conditions. I'm sure there is some of that. Listen. But look, even if it's like double, even if it's double from the normal flu, it's like, okay.
But still, like the problem is, it's not the issue of, okay, look, the flu is going to happen. COVID is just another name for a flu. Okay, this is not no fucking zombie flesh-eating situation.
I thought it was a zombie apocalypse when it first started.
Well, but what I'm saying though,
I was scared to leave the house.
Okay, listen to me. What I'm saying is this situation isn't as crazy as people are making it out to be. It's not something where you get it and you die like on fucking like Dawn of the Dead. It's not to that level. This is the flu. This is symptoms of having the flu. It is nothing more than that. It's not a
really bad flu.
It's not SARS. It's not anything insane like that. So what I'm saying is just like, there has to be an incentive or an agenda for why they push this as hard as they did. You know, and even if the cases are that 9,000 people died from it, that's still not enough to create a pandemic. Okay? It's not. It's just simply not. Because it was transferred so easily, like I think that's you know what I'm saying? I think that easily, sorry, that's why people are so scared of it, because the transmission is so high between human to human contact. But other than that, there's no reason that we are this scared of it. And you know why we're this scared of it? It's because the media has an agenda to make us scared of it. And I just don't know what that agenda is.
It was the perfect storm that is an election year.
100%.
And that this happened.
100%.
And it's weird to me that the whole world cares when it's an American election year. Have you ever noticed that? You ever noticed that the UK, Asia, all of Europe, it's like time stops every 4 years. It's so weird.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Why is that? I understand. Okay, look, in my opinion, I love America. I think America is probably one of the greatest countries in the world.
Right.
I think it's amazing just because of our freedom and the culture.
Yeah,
Trust
cool.
me, I've traveled everywhere in the world. And just if you're just taking food, culture, entertainment, freedom, if you're taking all that into consideration.
That's ego-based shit, but absolutely.
No, I'm just saying as far as traveling, and when I go to Europe, I love Europe and I want to be there. And I go to Asia and I love Asia, but I don't want to be there for a month. I want to be there for like 2 or 3 weeks. And then I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go back.
Why though? Why are you ready to go back?
Just because the simple pleasures that us as Americans
Like
are used to, like eating food 24 hours a day.
That's
can
what I'm
find
saying.
food
That's
wherever you
fucked
want.
up. Like that is some like.
You can say that's fucked up, but that's abundance. It's a privilege.
That's some fucking gluttonous ass ego based shit.
No, but that's a privilege that not other people in the world.
No, it's not a privilege. It's not a privilege because you have to think about it. Like you only need a certain amount of food to survive. Everything else is because you think you want it or because you're being gluttonous. You need a certain amount of food, a certain amount of water to provide.
It's an overabundance.
It is an overabundance, and that is why people are not realizing that when something is overly abundant, we can always say that abundance is an amazing thing. But what I'm saying is the reason that obesity is so high in America, the reason that cancer, the reason that all these issues that we have, drunk driving, all this shit is in abundance here is because we're oversaturated with social media, we're oversaturated with our food, our GMO regulations are way fucked up. So when the people say that America is the greatest place, like I understand for freedom and to be a Kardashian, yeah, it is. But when you think about what truly life, like things that you need in life, like growing a garden and like being around good people and having like, you know, social things that people just don't fucking do, like the prison system. Like there's certain things about other countries that they rehabilitate you. They want their people to, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't litter. In Tokyo, you can't litter on the streets. All these other countries are coming from such a homegrown place that America is almost like the facade, like the fake life. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's a little fucked up that we glorify this so much. I
think it's less about glorifying, and it's just that when you have absolute freedom of choices, that then some people are going to choose to overindulge. They're going to choose
No.
Yeah, that's the truth.
No. It's not about you. Everyone can have the idea to have freedom. You take two people. We both live in the same society in America. The reason that people behave and act in a certain way is because the media. You have to understand that the way they present commercials, right? When they do like a McDonald's commercial, the way they're presenting this commercial, this cheesy, all this fucking extra shit is they're trying to lure you in, okay? A certain class system will know that when you're up here, you know that veganism is the way. When you are poor and when you don't have a lot of resources, you eat McDonald's and shit. So what I'm saying, it's not a fair life. Like it's not fair because when you're poor, it's $1 to get a burger at McDonald's. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like it's not a fair system because you are being enticed by so much more. Whether if you lived in France and you were poor, the GMO regulations are way higher. So when you're going out and you're poor and you're eating $1 McDonald's burger, it's not hurting you as much. Do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but I still think we as Americans have a choice to read the nutrition facts and decide, do I want to put these chemicals in my body? You don't have to eat hamburgers.
But you're saying though,
but you have a choice. If you don't have the money.
Let me tell you what's different about Europe and America. When you read the breakdown of servings on the back of a cereal box, they do it by serving. So they'll say, okay, there's 5 servings in this box, but they'll put 160 as much as the servings. So now you have to look and see. It's very hard to read, but it's for a reason. So there's a box of cereal. There's 5 servings in this box. When they show you the breakdown, it says a serving, 160 calories. But people don't realize you have to multiply that times 5 because technically that's how many servings there are. So when people are eating and like they're reading all these like...
So you're eating a whole box of cereal?
I'm just saying, like you're not even realizing. So in the serving size for us, because we're so gluttonous, is okay, a serving size is a cup of pasta. Do you know what a cup of pasta actually looks like? When you go out to a restaurant, you're definitely getting like 2.5, 3 cups because our serving size is so much bigger here. So our regulations are so much worse. So it's like, yeah,
But why should the government regulate how much you eat?
Because you have to, because it's not about them regulating how much.
That's what you want?
No, what I want them is to actually give a fuck about what they're producing.
Right. We're not in disagreement on regulating GMOs or just what goes in the food. We're not in disagreement on that.
I'm saying it's a whole package deal. I'm saying the government don't give no fucks over here. And in other places, why do you think college is free? Like over here, people say this is the greatest, but it's really not though, because in France, you can go to college for free. In Canada, you can have open heart surgery. Obviously, you know, you are taxed at certain rates because the healthcare is by packages, but it's free. Like if you're fucking dying in the street, they're gonna pick you up in an ambulance and they're gonna take you to the hospital and probably not charge you. But in America, because we're so abundant, what are we abundant in? I want someone to answer that question. Like,
we're abundant in choices and freedoms. And the other thing you have to understand is that because we live in a capitalist society,
okay,
it promotes new technology. And this is undeniable. If you look at America and you look at the biggest companies in the world, Amazon, Google, Tesla, all these companies, they come from America. And I believe the reason they come from America is because of capitalism, and that competition creates the idea of innovation. Meaning polio. Do you know the patent for polio was?
You're talking about the disease polio.
Polio, the vaccine that eradicated polio, was created by an American.
Okay.
I believe, so if you're talking healthcare, it's like, yes, people might say that there's I know Canadians personally, and it's not, every Canadian I talk to, it's not just like, oh, the healthcare system here is amazing. That's not their take. It's right. It's a pro and con situation.
Absolutely.
So you can look, if anything, it's a benefit that Canada.
But you do realize they are not hospitalized at the same rate as we are, because our food is fucking killing us. And their food has GMO regulations. There's no menthol alcohol over there. There's no menthol cigarettes there. Their alcohol is so expensive when you go to Canada. I was just in Montreal. It's so expensive. So they're not dealing with the same issues.
But this is what you're advocating for. You're advocating taking away rights from people, making it harder for somebody to buy alcohol because people don't have self-control.
What I'm advocating,
that's what you're advocating for.
But also,
you want alcohol to be more expensive because
no. I'm not saying
people go too far with it.
Listen, my idea is that
is that the government's
my idea that people don't have self-control is balanced with the idea of understanding how strong the media and how strong that plays a role in everyone's life. So when you have people,
wouldn't you agree that the media over the last 5-10 years is losing control?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
How do you explain
because I think that the more you record, the more we have attachment to our cell phones, the more we're able to videotape, I think produces more content. Okay, I don't think they're losing control. So, but what I do know is you get 100 videos, right? 20 of those are I don't know. Let me not use anything personal. 20 of those are videos of dogs. 60 of those are videos of people killing dogs. Or the first 40 are people loving dogs.
Like, where's she going with
this? Okay. 100. You get 100 videos. 40 of those videos are people kissing dogs, loving dogs. Okay. 60 of those are people killing dogs. Okay. All 100 of those videos get sent into the media. You know which videos they decide to show? The people killing the dogs, so they can promote a narrative. Okay. So even though the disproportion is real, that there was 60, good, 40 bad. What I'm saying is the more content is being produced, but there's no one to sift through and to navigate how to not shift the agenda.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
But I'm saying the freedom is you, and this is.
I'm just saying it doesn't help. The media doesn't help.
This is the narrative that needs to be pushed. In my opinion, is you have to take on that responsibility, have personal accountability to sift through those and take everything you see as a grain with a grain of salt, instead of seeing like, wow, I just saw CNN.
Yeah, maybe that would be easier if my brain wasn't infected with cancer from all the fucked up food over here. Maybe I would be able to do that if I didn't see the fact that the idolized idea of beauty wasn't a fucking skinny girl with a fucking fake ass from Cuba. Yeah, maybe I would be able to differentiate these ideas if I wasn't being oversaturated with all these things. But I'm telling you, the way that our media.
But why do you say that you have to? You realize you have the choice to turn off your phone. You have the choice to turn off the TV.
Absolutely.
So you don't have to be inundated.
Come on.
You don't. You don't though. There's more choices now with media. When I grew up, you were saying there was 12 channels. There was 12 TV channels.
But you ain't living in
that
America
was it.
if you went on that.
I didn't have.
You're going to quit your job and move to Australia then. You know what I'm saying? If people who live here.
What are you saying?
What I'm saying is that.
Why would I? I'm not saying I want to move to Australia.
What I'm saying is it's the culture. It's the culture to be involved in the media, to know what's going on, the protests, everything.
There's so many choices now.
Yeah, I get it.
If you just want to watch shows about cooking, you watch shows about cooking all the time. That wasn't a thing when we grew up. When we were.
I mean, it was a thing when I grew up.
When we were 10 years old,
I was watching all that shit.
There was 12 channels. What do you mean?
I was on Food Network was a cracking when I was 10.
10?
Absolutely. I was watching Barefoot Contessa. I was watching fucking...
Okay, but you're missing the point. What I'm saying is there used to be, you have these 10 channels these are the options, and those networks are choosing what you see.
Okay.
Now we have unlimited options on everything. We can go buy organic food from Whole Foods.
Okay.
We can look
organic.
Right. We can look exactly where it came from. We can look at the nutrition facts. We can look at all of that.
I don't trust none.
Okay, well then you don't trust anything.
I don't trust shit.
We kind of got off topic though. We were talking about the CDC stuff. So I just wanted to bring it back. You're just talking health in general.
I'm just talking health in general, and I just feel like there's an agenda for which, the information for the information that they choose to share with us.
I just wanted to bring it back a little bit because I think the biggest issue with the CDC stuff, in my opinion, is that
I hate talking to a fellow Aquarius because it's like everybody's just trying to get their ideas off, and it's like, Well,
I don't want to lose this thought because I know you agree with this thought, and we got off on like,
go ahead,
you hating America more than I do, which is fine.
No, it's not that I hate America. I'm just aware.
You dislike America more than I do. That's fine.
Okay, I guess we could make that statement. I'm just aware. It's not about disliking. I'm aware that this fucking table is gray, and I'm aware that this is fucking silver. Like, I'm aware.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
I wouldn't say that I dislike anything. I just am aware of what's going on up in this motherfucker.
I'm aware of it too, but I'm also grateful for having the choice.
Yeah, okay.
Because I've been in Amsterdam at 2 a.m. and I couldn't find anything to eat.
If it's about you not finding something to eat, then hunty, you got other things to worry about because that little food issue ain't real.
No, I'm just saying there are privileges in America that...
Like getting food at 2 a.m., you're going to make that claim that that's a fucking privilege? Like that's what you're worried about? Like, oh, I love America because I can get food at 2 a.m. Like, what type of shit? You know what I mean? Like that in the grand scheme of things.
I'm just saying there's a lot of things in America that people take for granted.
For sure.
For example, freedoms, how people in the UK, you realize, get arrested for things they post on the internet. They really do.
Right. Somebody needs to fucking...
I told you this the other day.
Which I'm not even mad about. It's like,
damn. You're not mad at that?
No, because I just...
There was a guy...
some shit where people getting fucking shot execution style on Twitter. I don't need to see that for my energy. Somebody needs to regulate that shit.
Okay, so then let me hear your opinion on this.
Okay.
There's a guy in the UK who posted rap lyrics. The rap lyrics said the N-word.
Was he black?
I don't know. He was arrested. You think that's okay? You condone that?
I think that's excessive.
Right, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. People,
I mean, you know what?
People in America don't...
There's a spectrum.
People in America don't realize that that's happening.
Right.
Because I'm almost 30 years old. My entire life, that would never even be conceivable to me because I live in America. And that's a privilege that we grow up with living in America. And people don't realize that. And a lot of people have never left America. So they're living their entire lives in America and they're ungrateful for certain privileges that we have until you leave, until you go to Asia, until you go to Europe, until you go to these different countries and you're like, oh, wow, like we have it pretty good here. Like we actually do have it pretty good here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But we kind of got off topic. The CDC stuff that I was talking about. Mm-hmm. I was so scared about the COVID stuff. I was literally scared to leave the house because of the numbers that they were putting out. Where in my mind, if I were to get COVID, it's almost like a death sentence, right? Because of the numbers. So I would say that's one of the main issues, in my opinion, with how the media was skewing those numbers, because it instills that fear in you versus, which could have a negative effect. It's like people understand the power of thought and the power of the mind, where if you get sick, but you have a positive outlook on it, you have a better chance. Those are just facts that are proven. It's like the placebo effect. You know what I'm saying? If you really believe like, no, I'm good. Like I'm going to feel good and I'm going to feel good in my body and feel good in my mind. You have a better chance of healing yourself. Those are just facts.
Yeah, for sure.